So today we will start with the responsive web design. Responsive things. Can you tell me what do you mean by responsive? Day 45? Yeah, what is a responsive design?
As per the display, the you can say
Okay,
where your page loaded on which device,
correct,
accordingly the page formatted.
correct. So my question is that have you tried the Google page? Have you tried this?
Mm, sorry.
Just a minute. Yeah, this one. So a lot of things can be modified over here.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, what I wanted to do here, not here, a new page we already have created. Just whenever you get time, just try this. This will resolve a lot of your queries.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So here we can say media queries. Last topic in the CSS3 and JavaScript. Media queries. Now let's create first a main div, one div, sec this, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Now I want to create the 6 columns over here. What shall I do? I want to create what? 6 columns. Grid and what? So here we can say main. I want this main to have these 6 columns. I want this main to have 6 columns. So here I can say display grid. And what is the property? HTML body width 100 VW, height 100 VH. Okay. So I want to set 3 columns, 6 columns over here. Okay. Grid. What is the property? Grid column. And here I can say 6 columns. What is the grid property?
So start and end, right?
Yes.
Or grid column, yeah, you already mentioned.
Grid column or what? How do you
Grid
do?
row. I mean, you are asking for the start and end.
Yeah. So what I want to say grid
Grid template from
grid grid template columns. So I want to give how many columns? 6 columns. So here auto, 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 auto. These are the 6 columns. Okay. And now let's add one div.
there are only
5 and 6. So how do you write this thing? Repeat 6 times auto. Is that correct? What do you think? Is that correct? Repeat property?
yes, repeat. The first argument is the number of columns.
Correct. First on argument is the Number of columns? 6.
You gave the example of one F1.
Yeah.
We can use auto as well, right?
Yeah. So these are the 6 things. Now here I can say ITM, right? Background color, cadet blue. And here you can say class ITM. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here I can say open with reveal in Finder. So here 45. Index.html. Refresh it. Layout. We got the 6 columns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what we need to give? Height. Here we can say height. Just a minute. Grid auto. Just a minute. Here we can give 100 px, 100 px, something like this. So height has been assigned. So these are the 6 columns actually, correct? So here are the 6 columns. So here we can say gap 16 px. Little gap have been added to the 16 px. So how many columns are there? 6 columns. Now on the mobile screen, so this is the desktop screen. On the tablet screen, there is iPad. This, I don't want to have a 6 columns. I want to have 3 columns. And on the iPhone screen, I wanted to have 2 columns. Tell me the code. How shall I do this thing?
That we do with the flex ring.
Flex shrink. Flex shrink will do adjustment with the column height and width.
Number of columns you can write.
Correct. But number of columns I want to change. Think and tell me, how do you do that? For example, let's go to the Get Bootstrap website, bootstrap.com. Examples. And let's go to this example. Can you see how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3. Correct? If you inspect it, how many columns are there? Actually, they have used Flexbox internally. Bootstrap works on the Flexbox. They don't use a grid internally. So here if you see, if I make this as a tablet, iPad Air, in one column everything is getting shifted, right?
Right.
Now if I make it a responsive little bit, if I make it responsive, if I make it responsive like this, can you see columns would be getting changed? Columns would be getting changed. Well, this is not working because of the refresh issue. Bootstrap works in a little bit different way, but if you see, the things are getting changed. Let's go to, let's just refresh the page. So refresh the page. Actually not required refreshing the page. So here, if I go on reducing, can you see 3 to become 1? But we have another requirement. I have a 6 columns over here, and on the tablet screen it should be, on the tablet screen it should be 2 columns, and on the mobile screen it should be 1 column. You cannot do this thing with your existing knowledge. You need something called as media queries, right? Media queries. Now media queries can be written over here at media, at what? Media. Here you have something called as screen, and you say and minimum width, if minimum width is 480 pixels, 480 pixel minimum width. So what I want, just go to the chat GPT, and what I want, give me media queries for desktop screen. Give me media queries for desktop, tablet, and mobile screen. I Yeah, see, now it will give you the media queries. Max width, and see, for the mobile devices this media query would be used. Let's go here for the mobile devices. What is media query? We'll talk about that, but I want to show you first with the example. Then for the tablet, can you see you are changing the pixels? Here you are checking the pixels. So here at media minimum width 768 pixel and max width 10. Well, what is this? This is for the CSS rules for the mobile devices, CSS rule for the tablets, and CSS rule for the desktops. Media queries at media and this thing. Now display grid, this thing will change. Even this thing will change. Everything will write differently. Desktop. On the desktop, I need 6 columns, and the background color would be the cadet blue. Format the document. On the tablet, I need 3 columns, correct? So here make it 3 columns. and tomato. And here I need two columns on the or one column on the mobile screen, and color would be cornflower blue. Okay, go to your page, refresh it. You're on a tablet screen right now. Now see what are the pixels. Max width, maximum 767 if it is there, if minimum 768, and the maximum 1023. Now see, let's do that thing. See here, can you see this is the width parameter, it is the way higher, and presently if you see minimum width is 1024, it's more than that. So let's try changing the width. Can you see 3? Actually 23, 24, this is a 23, right? 3 columns automatically. If you see here 23, if your range a minimum width is 768 and maximum, so this is the minimum is 768, right? Yes or no? And maximum is, this is the maximum bound, right? 1023, it has shifted to the 2 columns. Yes or no? It has shifted to what? 3 columns. Now if you do it beyond, there would be only 1 column. Can you see that? There would be only 1 column, and that too the color is changing. If max width is 767, check the width, 731, 767, 767, and 8367. Can you see this? We can change the height also. If this is say 300 px, what is this? Okay, this is for the desktop, I'm sorry. For the mobile we need to change this. First is for mobile, and 300 pixels. Can you see height is getting increased here? Instead of height, this is for tablet, right? Here we can say 150. Refresh it, and this is 100. Can you see this? Media queries. In one shot you got to know the purpose of the media queries, right? In a Css3, this is a plain Css3, but media queries are same. Now if you go here and Css3 media queries explain in detail. Okay, so let us see what ChatGPT says about the media queries. The basic structure, at media, media type, and the media feature. So here you just have written the media without any type. Now media type, this can be all, screen, print, speech, etc. Media features can be width, height, orientation, resolution, etc. So in the bracket, what would be there? Media features. What are the features? Width, height, orientation, resolution, etc. If you want to change the things as per the features, that features would be these features. There are a lot of, if you can go to the CSS3 media queries, Mozilla, and you will get a detailed documentation over here, or the beginner's guide to the media queries, this one. The CSS media queries gives you a way to apply. Let's come to this page later on. First, let's go through the chat GPT. So the basic structure, you will write the media query like this: media type, all, screen, print, speech. So what you will write here? Media type. What you will write over here? Media feature. Right? This is the example media feature.
All means all memory.
All, yes.
All means
Yes.
what is.
Yes. Now advanced media queries, here if you can see, you can have multiple features. You can combine multiple conditions using the logical operators such as and, or, not. Using what? And, or, not. Lot of things you can do actually. Now if you are having a port, if your website is dedicated to the mobile app, and if the orientation is a portrait or the orientation is landscape, and accordingly you want to change it, that is also possible, right? High resolution, minimum resolution is this much dpi, density per inches, the pixel density per inches. These are the features. There are a lot of features, right? One example we have seen here about the width. Responsiveness generally works with the width, but you can add n number of the features, and this is the official documentation you will have. A media type which tells the browser what kind of media code, for example print or the screen. You will use screen most of the time, 99% of the time. A media expression, which is the rule or the test must be passed for the container css to be applied, correct? A set of css rule that will be applied if the test passes and the media type is correct. And three possible types you can specify are all, print, and the screen.
Print means what?
Means whenever you generate the PDFs, generally what happens, we can generate the PDFs according to the screen sizes also, right? At that time we can make a print as the PDF. So let us see. Explain print media type in media queries. Can you see document to be printed? This allows you to tailor the appearance of the web. When you say right click and the print, right, this one, inspect, not here. Let's try to apply print over here. Can you see this print? Here, how this guy will look like? It is nothing but the print. Here also you can apply the media queries to this PDF. So the print media type in the CSS media queries is used to define the styles that should only apply when the document is getting printed. This allows you to tailor the appearance of your web pages, specially printed outputs. Right? That is nothing but what the print is. So now, yeah, hide non-essential elements. Now here if you see on this page, this search bar is there, this logo is there, but if you try to print it, those things will disappear. Can you see? Those things are not there. Only this left menu is also not there. Only pure content you will see. How? This is coming from the media query. We can inspect, go at the top head section, and it is difficult to find it out. Say that again.
I think just saw
You will find some. Can you see media types over here at media screen, and we will have at media print also somewhere. At media might be somewhere internally. It is a Next.js app. If you see here, This is the React app developed in the React, and somewhere internally it is managed. So we cannot see directly over here. This is the React app. If you see, this page is using the production build of the React, and that might be somewhere internal, but it is there definitely. Media queries, can you see here? They have imported this separate thing, media queries. Open in new tab. Something weird is happening. Forget about it. But it is there internally. Okay. This is Japanese media. Oh, this is the page, not the style. Link rel alternate. Okay. Alternate is used for the multilingual pages. Can you see this is the CSS we have? Open in the new tab and Control F at media. At media. There are the 65 occurrences we have at media screen. Media screen. Might be they have not written and it is the default one. I have, we can install the extension also. It's not that straight. We can have extension also. Manage extension. Okay, JSON prettifier. Css3 prettifier Chrome extension. I was having, but I deleted everything. Code beautifier. Add it to the Brave. Add the extension. I think I was not having this, something else I was having. Why? I am blocked. Okay. And beautify this one. It is the CSS. Yeah, it is. Can you see all the CSS has been beautified here? So in browser also we can beautify it, but this extension is something different. Code beautifier, right? This one. You can, once you learn the Angular, you can try writing such extensions, your own extensions. But fine. So we are discussing what media queries. Any questions so far? Hello?
Yeah, no, I see.
This is clear, right?
Yes. So here we can this minimum and maximum width also.
Yeah, correct.
Also type all types of script.
So by default here it is a all. All means screen print both. You don't need to specify it. Media queries.
So in that case, we have to repeat the entire code. Now this is very small. Conditionally, we have to check for the different devices. This is the repetition.
This is the repetition, right? This one. So you need to repeat this. Actually, in a Bootstrap, or if you use a CSS3 framework, the ideology is little bit different. But if you are using plain CSS3, this is what you will do. If you use plain CSS3, this is what you will do. Bootstrap handles this thing in something other way. If you see, we are going to work on this columns here. If you can see, Bootstrap is having, can you see, call 4 means 4 columns.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Breakpoints,
The entire screen is divided into 12 columns.
8
That is a
columns.
part of
Bootstrap.
12, 12,
12, I'm sorry.
So 6 and 6 half.
Correct.
Left and half 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is a part of
Bootstrap. That is the ideology of Bootstrap. It has nothing to do with the CSS3. Getting my point? It has nothing to do with the CSS3.
So Bootstrap is a part of CSS3?
No. Bootstrap is a framework which is written on the top of CSS3. Which is written on the top of CSS3. CSS3 made easy for you. Right? CSS3 made what? Easy. You need to write a lot of code in the CSS3. 3 times you need to write all these things. Bootstrap, you don't need to write a single line in here. Right? And that's what the power of the Bootstrap or the Tailwind CSS is. This one. Tailwind is another framework written on the CSS3. Flex means internally it will create the display flex. You don't need to write the flex. Simply whenever you say flex like this, it will automatically internally create the flex class named flex and the display flex. Automatically it will do. This is this framework's Tailwind's functionality. Bootstrap handles this thing in something different way. It comes with the 12 column grid. Now I can show you that part. Container, they have written it somewhere that it is built on the top of CSS3. Container grid. Yeah, see, Bootstrap's grid system uses the series of the containers, rows and columns. Okay, to lay out the aligned content. It is built with the flex box, and the response, and it is fully responsive. So Bootstrap grid is internally using the flex box that we have studied. What do you mean by flex? Alright, this one. Justify content, display flex, and whatever. So the framework Bootstrap is written on the top of CSS3 flexbox. Sorry, CSS3. CSS3 made easy. You can call Bootstrap is equals to what? Made easy. So everything you need to write manually over here like this at media. 3 times you have written the code. So your CSS itself is become a 60 lines of code. That is too much. Now if you want to create the rounded corner, can you see how much code you have written to make your input box a rounded corner? So this can be written in 2 lines of code in a Bootstrap, even without creating the class like this. But internally it is using what? CSS3.
So its format or syntax is similar to CSS3 or it is totally?
It's a CSS3.
Okay, but with some additional.
They have given some built-in classes. Like button. If you go to the button, where is button? Nothing fancy. Once you know the CSS3, see, they already have given the BTN class. Otherwise, we were creating this class, right?
Yes.
So Bootstrap comes with the built-in classes. If you want to make the primary button, now if you can see,
Oh,
hover the cursor
okay.
over here. Can you see BTN primary? If you want to use this button. So hovering this, all these things they internally written.
Okay, when you say this class type as BTM primary, then it's
Like,
color and everything is set into that
yeah,
particular.
particular this thing.
The class is already defined.
Already defined. You just need to use it.
Okay.
That's what the bootstrap is. Nothing
Mhm.
fancy.
Yeah,
Now,
I see. I saw this
if you see
earlier.
close button, this functionality for the close button is done already. Even the
Mhm.
model, you don't need to create this box. So if you can just apply the class model, this guy will come
Mhm.
automatically.
Actually,
Alert.
learn this. Yes, yes. This is typically used in
Correct.
mm, yeah.
This is they have written a plain JavaScript code. Can you see here? Document.getElement by ID. We have done this or not?
Yeah.
Get the particular. Can you see this is the div? And this thing you will do in Angular. This much line of code. So
Mhm.
opening this alert. If opening alert requires this 15 line of code in Angular, this is one line of code. That is the only difference. This is a pure JavaScript. Can you see that?
Mhm.
Plain old JavaScript. Nothing fancy over here.
So, just one more question apart from that. What is the difference between React and Angular?
Hmm.
Both provide us the such framework to create
Correct.
web
Things
development, I
things
guess.
things are same,
Mm-hmm.
but the way Angular handles the thing and the React renders the thing, not handles, actually renders the thing,
Mm-hmm.
there is a difference. React uses something called as virtual DOM. Angular works with the real DOM.
Mm-hmm.
Angular directly removes the elements from the your DOM, this page directly removes it. But
Mm-hmm.
React takes the different approach. React does not remove it directly from the actual loaded content.
Okay,
React
so
creates one virtual tree of the elements, and from that virtual tree, it removes the
but
data.
but it is internally handled, right?
Internally handled, virtual
So
DOM.
as a developer, we should not worry
Now,
about that.
even you shouldn't talk about this as a developer.
Right. So why people thinks there should be some other reasons as well.
Learning curve.
React is widely used
Yeah,
compared to Angular.
it's a learning curve. To learn the Angular is having lot of new things. You need
Mm-hmm.
to learn the TypeScript for Angular first thing.
Right.
In a React, you can develop it in the JS. You don't need to learn a new programming language.
Okay.
Learning curve is easy, and that's why people go for React, not to the Angular. And a lot of third-party plugins have been there. So React is an alternative to something called as jQuery. Have you used the jQuery?
Mm-hmm.
So jQuery and the React are on the same lines, and jQuery was very famous.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people go with the React.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It is also has the same structure like Angular or
No, it is having
much easier
much
than
easier, much easier. React is having much easier syntaxes than Angular. It's a JavaScript.
mm-hmm.
It's a JavaScript, only JavaScript. In Angular, you need to run the directives, pipes, components.
Mm-hmm.
In a React, component is nothing but JavaScript function. When you talk about the React, it is nothing but what the JavaScript function. I will show you one component of the React. See now, this is the JS file actually.
Mm-hmm.
This is the normal. If you look at this, if I remove this, what is this? Simple React, simple JavaScript function, which is
Right.
which is returning something,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is returning something. This is
Mm.
easy to understand, right?
Yes.
And same thing if you want to try it in the chat GPT, convert same thing to Angular, convert, make same component in Angular, h1, I see how much lines of code is there in Angular. This is what the React component is. Now look at the Angular code. Hmm. Yeah, see, this much code is there. So to define this function app, export app, so this is a one component, pure JavaScript, right? And if you see this in Angular, you need to do these many things to do same thing. This is the h1 only.
But even though React is simpler than component,
Hmm.
is it possible to all the facilities provided
Yes,
by Angular in React as well?
yes. Whatever website you see, chat GPT, can you see it is built on the top of React?
Mm.
If you go to the Canva, can you see this is built on the React?
Mm.
If you go to WhatsApp web, it is built on the React. Even if you go to the LinkedIn, not all LinkedIn, but certain things are built on the React. If you go to the Facebook, it is built on the top of React. See here, it is built on the top of React and many other framework. Go to the Netflix,
So,
it is built on the React.
is it like that Angular comes early and then React?
Yes, but adoption of the adoption of the React is because of the simplicity.
Mm.
If you go to the Twitter, I don't think. Yeah, if you see the Twitter, see again, this page is using the production build of the React. Can you see the? It's powerful.
What is that symbol? I mean, you are using for each
This
side
is
bar?
one extension
Oh,
which tells you this page is developed where exactly.
okay.
Even if you go to the Uber, can you see it is also built on the top of React?
Um,
Lot of things are built on the top of React.
Angular is still valid or not?
Yeah, it's valid. But you need to do a lot of code in Angular. Even see Mozilla documentation, it is built on the top of React.
Mm.
Even the Tailwind website, official website is written on the top of React.
So can I say like if I learn Angular, I can also learn React?
Yeah, no problem. You have to learn the React.
Mm.
Yeah, you do whatever you wanna do. Both the things are same. One or the other day you will understand what's happening.
Yeah. Fine. Good to know this.
Even if you see the Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
that is also built on the top of React.
All the sites.
Yes. WhatsApp web, you can try. That is also built on the top of React.
Mhm. What is that extension? Yeah,
React Dev Tools.
React. Okay. So
Uh,
these extensions are
Yeah, we are going to use in Angular also.
They are done in Angular.
Yeah,
What
we
are
have
the
in
codes?
Angular also. These extensions are available in Angular as well. See the WhatsApp. WhatsApp is also built on the top of React. But if you go to the Gemini and if you inspect it, it is nothing but the Angular is chat app. Now I don't have that Augury installed on my machine, but if you could have Augury, you can see that this chat app. This is the Angular component. ng host top bar actions. This is the Angular component. This is the Angular component. A Gemini is built on the top of Angular. Angular. So this is the Angular. I know you
So,
can.
so that extension only tells you about whichever site is. I mean, here the Gemini is not developed in React,
React.
so you cannot see that extension only or what. The extension didn't tell you.
Yeah, if you see
Only
Gemini,
the
only
only
Angular side,
React,
only
only
React
React.
side, it will show you. Can you see this
Oh.
page doesn't appear to using a React?
Okay.
If you use Augury, Augury,
What is that?
one of the Angular extension,
Okay.
add it to Brave, you can see this Augury, Augury, Augury. Okay, something has been changed. Augury. We'll see that why this Augury is not working. But this is definitely an Angular app. Fine, let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.